Hello and welcome to this episode of Dicey Digest. I'm here today with somebody very special. Introduce yourself, Vickie.
Hi, I'm Vickie. I'm your mother-in-law.
Yes, this is my mother-in-law, Vickie. I honestly can't believe that I got you to do this today.
It's not live.
I feel like we're gonna be able to get comfy in a minute, though. We're gonna be able to get through this. So my first question for you is, whenever we first met, okay, what was your first impression of me when we first met? And you have to be honest. When you first met me.
I'm trying to think of where that was. Did you all come up or did I come down?
It was like, 2 months after me and Cody first started dating, and he drugged me up to Kentucky. And I think I slept on your couch or something.
Oh my.
What the hell?
No, I was proud of both of you because you were in the military. And I was like, oh, yeah, I liked you.
Yeah, okay.
And then I loved you.
Yeah. We definitely, over the past almost 6 years, have came a far way, because we went from just being like regular mother-in-law and daughter-in-law to like, going with the motions of the oceans with the kids to then, like starting a business together.
Yes.
How do you feel about like everything that we've done?
Well, I just remember when we first got started, I said, let's do T-shirts.
Yeah, I know. So it started like I was doing all the stickers, and I was like drawing my own stickers, because if you take it way back, and I think that was in 2022 whenever I was doing like the sticker shop thing, right? Was that 2022? Because we started
21?
Was that 21? Oh yeah.
I think so.
So it was like the end of 20, or no.
I don't know.
It was like the beginning of 2021. Yeah, the beginning of 2021, right?
We should have figured this out.
Yeah, I know. I feel like in some point in 2021, I started drawing the stickers.
I think it was 21.
Yeah, and then 22, you were like, I'm bored. I want to pack stickers, right?
Yes.
And then you came over at first. Whenever I first launched, it was like March of 2021. That's weird that everything starts in 21.
In March, too.
In March. Yeah.
Yes.
All of the new chapters start in March. Have you noticed that?
No, not till now.
Yeah, that's weird. But it was like March of 2021, I started drawing my own stickers, and that's how everything Dicey Dies got started, like the whole thing. And I started drawing my stickers, and you were like, I want to help pack, and you used to come over and help pack.
Loved it.
Yeah, I loved it.
Got the kids involved.
It was so much fun. We really did have a lot of fun. And then you wanted to, well, at first we tried to move everything to O's house, because O was going to pack stickers for me.
I know. I thought I was going to cry. I was like, oh, I want to do that.
But then very soon, it was short-lived, very short-lived. And then everything moved to your house, and then you started packing all the stickers like pretty much full-time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then after that, we were like, we need to do something else. Like, stickers are getting boring. We need to do something else. And then that's whenever we had the bright idea to make those buddy shirts.
Yes.
Yeah. And then our first buddy shirts. How did we even come up with that?
You came up with that. And then I said, what if everybody doesn't want buddy? And you go, I think you were looking at me like they do. But you said, draw a mushroom. You said, I'll draw a buddy, you draw the mushroom.
And you drew that cute little purple mushroom guy.
You drew yours in like 5 seconds. And I was like 10 minutes in, and you're like, how long is this going to take you?
I know. I'm one of those people. We're very different on that, because you can like wait a week. You're like, I want to make sure that it's good. And I'm like, I want this done today.
Yes.
Like, I was expecting like just draw a mushroom.
Yeah. I should have known then this business was gonna fly.
Yeah. Just
hurry up.
But yeah, so then we started that, and I wasn't expecting it to go as like crazy as it did, because our shirts, I will never forget the first day that we tried to tie-dye in the yard, like after we like decided, okay, we're gonna make tie-dye and stuff. And remember we were out there in the yard with
these little bitty bottles.
Yeah. We had these tiny little bottles, and then the kids were out there. We were tie-dyeing dry shirts. Remember?
Yeah, we had no idea.
And we were like, oh my gosh. And we were like, I guess this one's cute. And we were hanging them all up over your fence. Does your fence still have tie-dye on it?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. It was a good time though. That definitely was. Like, the start of everything was fun. And then it got not so fun. Once we've gotten like further into it, it's gotten like more and more and more stressful. I feel like the beginning was like the funnest part. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad I'm not tie-dyeing anymore.
Oh,
I have to be the worst one at it.
I forgot that when we first started, it was just me and you tie-dyeing in the garage. What is your
on the chicken wire?
Yeah. What is your memory of like us first starting all of everything out?
Like, I could, after we figured out the soda ash thing, I was like, first of all, it's eating my skin. I can't squish it. I'm not strong enough. I was like, you do that part. I'll throw the dye on. Just tell me how to throw the dye on.
Yeah, you were running us good in there.
Let me go make the bottles. Run in the kitchen.
You were the bottle maker.
Yes.
It was me in the garage, and I need to find pictures of all this stuff, like our first shirt, and get them to like insert clips of it. But like the first round of t-shirts that we made, it was in your garage. We had all of these rubber totes with the chicken wire, all in your garage with a tarp laid down over the floor.
Yes.
Because we didn't want to, mess up your garage floor. And we had the whole entire garage covered in dye bottles, bins with
chicken wire.
With chicken wire over it.
Rubber bands everywhere.
Trying to figure out, where do we soak the shirts in soda ash at that point?
I think outside on the patio, and then we bring them in. I'm not even sure how we wrung them out.
We finally bought a mop bucket. At first, it was the pool.
The baby swimming pool.
I bought like that baby pool, and it was a blow-up pool. I could have bought a plastic pool. I could have made my life a little bit easier. And I was out there because we didn't have an air pump, and I'm out there blowing that pool up out of breath, and then I had to fill it up, put the soda ash in it, and I used to soak them in there. Then it got like disgusting.
Yeah.
And then we ended up upgrading to like a tub and a mop bucket. So we were like, we still use those same practices today. Other than we use huge rubber trash cans now, which work way better. We should have done that from the very beginning. But yeah, that's how we started everything, was in your garage. And it was just me and you. Mm-hmm. And then...
But the first shirt was rainbow.
Yeah.
And we've continued to run that rainbow. I'm way better now, but it was rainbow.
It was. Did we use soda ash on the first round of shirts? Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. No. The very first...
Not with the kids.
No, that wasn't even our first round. Buddy and the Mushroom was not our first round of shirts. Our first round of shirts was Good Times.
Good Times is Buddy.
Oh.
It's Good Times on the front and Buddy and Mushroom on the back.
Oh, but what about...
I should have brought one.
I know. What about the one that we did that was like super pastel before? Remember? That we sent out and we sold them for a discounted rate, and it didn't have Buddy on the back. It just said Good Times right here.
Oh.
You don't remember that? I'll find a picture of it for you. I sure will. But yeah, so after that is when, once we did our first couple rounds of shirt, when did we end up like hiring on somebody else after that? When was that? April. It was right after.
It was right away.
Dang.
I mean, it was, because I think we were still in the garage.
Yeah, that was before we moved. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were still working in your garage, and that's whenever O was working at that grocery store up in Cincinnati, and she was super unhappy there. And I was just like, listen, like, we need help. We'll hire you on. And then that's when we hired her on. And then ever since then, it was too much working in the garage because, like, at that point, we were doing, like, thousands of orders, it felt like. How many orders were we doing in the beginning, do you think?
Well, that first round of shirts, we bought a lot. We did it in plain and rainbow.
Oh,
we did white, black, and rainbow.
White, black, and rainbow. So it was like, it was a couple, was it 1,000, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they were all over your house. You still have shirts all over your house to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hired on and then she started working for us, and we were working in your garage still. And then we were like, this isn't going to work. But at the same time, the money was coming in, but it wasn't like enough to like go commit. And we didn't know how long it was going to last for.
Right.
And you had like this gym of a shed that was in your backyard. And when I first saw that shed and walked into there after we had already like started the business, it was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect.
Perfect.
This is like, I
We
couldn't.
can raise the garage door.
Yeah. It'll be like so beautiful.
We're going to paint the walls.
We're going to paint the walls, and it's just going to be like our little like sanctuary in the backyard, and it's going to be so fun and fresh. Little did we know what it was going to be like when we moved down there. And when we first went in there to start cleaning and clearing everything out, it wasn't like just sweeping. I mean, there was like, some debris,
Yes.
But there was also a family of raccoons who were...
Oh, you're telling it all. That was a mess.
Oh my gosh. Well,
You two cleaned it. I was like, I want no part of this.
dude, I think I still have that. Like the shop vac that I used.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there was so much raccoon shit on the top of the on the top. Like there's like these like overhang. I guess it's for storage. There's like these two like pieces of like, I made TikToks about this, I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
It's so odd that like I made not t-shirts. I made TikToks about cleaning raccoon shit out of our new workspace.
Why did anybody think that was a good idea?
And they were like, hell yeah, we want more shirts. But yeah, so there was like all this raccoon poop. We had to clean it all out. We painted the walls. We made this entire shed our new dye space. And how long did we work down there for? Like close to a year? Yeah.
Yeah.
Close to almost, no.
Well, through the summer.
Yeah.
Through the summer, and then to probably like October or something. Is that when you moved that same year?
Yeah, we moved in October.
Yeah, so then it was only through one summer. Yeah, because y'all died down there.
Yeah, we died out down there. And then right before it started getting cold, we realized.
This isn't going to work with water.
Yeah, this isn't going to work at all. So we moved. My friend Cassie, who she was opening up a nail salon. Her parents had just bought this new building, and they had the back of it that was going to be for rent. And it was like, oh my gosh, that place.
You go, I think we're going to move to a space. Next day, okay, got a space. You waste no time.
None at all whatsoever. But yeah, so it was because I felt like I was under pressure because I didn't know who else was going to rent to me for what we were doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now I know we're in Covington, baby. Anybody would rent to me for anything. Like, it was so easy to find a new dye space. So I was afraid that, like, and plus I was told, like, oh, they're gonna, we already have, like, people that are interested in this space and stuff, which I don't even know if it was true. But, people always say that to
hurry up,
get you. So I was like, I want this space, which it did work pretty well for, a little bit of the time that we were tie-dyeing. But it was, I put so much money into that building. Those are like some of my biggest regrets is like putting all that money into like rental spaces. Same with like the spot that we're in now, but it's just like buying a building wasn't like in the realm for us because we never really knew. It's just like, is this gonna be forever?
Right.
Yeah.
How long are we gonna be here?
How long are we gonna be here for? So it's hard to commit to anything. But the first rental space was easy to commit to because it was like, well, it's the back of a nail salon.
And we had intentions of moving everything in there. And then we realized, no.
Oh my gosh. We will never have a space big enough for what our operation, I don't think.
Right. All of us together. In one building.
I don't think you would like. Oh. We could all fit in this building for sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, yeah. So what happened? Where did we go from Ludlow then?
Well, you don't want to talk about that, like the summer of being in the shed and the mosquitoes.
Yeah, I do.
They eat.
Well, okay, what are some of your memories from all that?
Everybody dying of mosquito bites and like 12 different bug sprays or mosquito sprays off and all that on those shelves.
Oh
the refrigerator, the food left out all the time. I don't even understand how we got through it.
Dude.
In that space.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's backtrack before we moved to Ludlow when we were still in that shed. Dude. Oh my gosh, I'm having flashbacks right now I forgot that we hired more people while we were still in the shed.
We had 4 more coming and going.
I just get nervous talking about, like, that's why I kind of like skipped over that. Like, how fast can we get to where O is not involved anymore? You know, that's why but no, let's backtrack and let's talk about it. So when we first were in the shed and we started like working hardcore, like this is whenever we were bumping out like thousands of orders and like we had timelines.
Yes.
Like we were like a whole company operating out of a residence.
Well, we forgot about the pressing situation. We did buy a press, and it was in the garage, too.
Oh, my gosh.
For a while.
We bought the heat press. It was in the garage for a while. We had to move everything down to that shed.
The shed.
And then sometimes we would have to haul that thing back up to the house because we only had one press at the time. So it was a whole entire freaking mess. And when we were working in the shed, we didn't have enough help still. And like with me having 4 kids, I couldn't spend like every single day down there. So we were like, well, we're making enough. Let's hire someone else. So who was the first person that we hired? Was it D? Was that
I don't know if
next?
Jess came on before that.
Oh. No, Jess did.
Yeah.
Jess started with us in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she was pressing in the garage.
Yeah, she was pressing in the garage. And then, no, Jess was also dyeing. I think she helped us dye one of those, like, first rounds of shirts, too. Because you were like, we should get Jess on. And I was like, oh, my gosh. And that began the friendship of me and Jess, too. Yeah. Because then we started hanging out. So Jess is Cody's cousin's, your brother's,
fiance.
Yeah, your brother's son's fiance.
Yes.
And they have 2 kids together, and we're friends now. But so she started working for us first, and then we hired on, I think, D after that, right? He moved here from Austin.
Who?
D. You don't know who D is? Olivia, O's roommate.
I know, but I don't remember what that's his name. There was a girl that began with a D, too.
Oh.
Are we saying their name?
D was the dude who moved here from Austin to be O's roommate.
I remember that person.
He worked for us. You don't remember that?
I do.
Oh.
But I can't remember his name. I feel terrible.
It starts D-A and it ends with an L. Daniel. Fuck the O and the T shit and the D shit.
I remember now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So when Daniel. Oh my gosh.
I don't know how that slipped my mind. That's goofy.
We hired him first, I think.
Oh, before the girls.
Yeah.
The 2 girls.
Right? Because it was like Jess started working part-time for us. And then O was like, oh my gosh, like I have this amazing opportunity to move this person here. And like he's going to need a job when he moves here. And we were looking for help and we were like, okay, this is going to work. And then that was a bad decision because that never worked out. Remember they were on like opposite shifts.
Yes. They didn't want to work at the same time.
Yeah. They didn't want to work at the same time at all. And everybody that was working with us. So we had Jess, Olivia, Daniel, then we had Devin, and then we had Rafaela.
Yeah.
She was working for us too. So we had like 5 people in and out of the shed, which was stressed me out.
Because I was still working full-time at the law firm. I hadn't quit yet.
Oh my gosh. So in the beginning of Dicey Digest, and all this is going on at Vickie's home, like her residence. Like this isn't just like some commercial space that's like, you know, a business. No, like this is where Vickie lays her head down and has to sleep at night. Like this is like her sanctuary, right? And Vickie also is a very clean woman. Like she likes her shit the way that she likes it, you know? And so, you know, I would have all these young people that are like my age and younger just like rolling up to Vickie's house, you know, like walking through the backyard, going to the shed whenever just to work, like until like sometimes like how late? Like
2, 3, 4 in the morning sometimes.
Yeah. And then I would have to go to your house to work because we had to get these orders out while you were at work. And I know that stressed you out, so it stressed me out, you know, because it's like you had all these people just in your house 24/7.
I'd come home, the driveway be full. I'd call them, come move your cars so I can get in the driveway.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just remember like you coming home whenever you worked at the law firm before you stopped that job. And it would be like, you know, like 5:30. And I would know not to talk to you for like at least 30 minutes after you got home because you would be like so like, you know, trying to unwind. And then here's your other job.
I know.
Sitting there. And we have a million questions for you.
And being such a private person and then always people there, it took a while to get used to.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, I feel like a little part of you liked it. Like a little part of you liked it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't not like it.
Right.
It just took
like,
a while to get used to.
It was just stressful. But honestly, could you go back to all of us working at your house and showing up every day? now? If we had to go back to the shed days?
Oh, gosh. We'd have to have a different entrance or something.
Yeah. A different driveway like we talked about doing. Remember? You're like, we can get a driveway all the way down to the back.
Walkway and some steps so y'all quit falling in the mud.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, that whole summer in the shed, though, back to that, though. That whole summer in the shed, it was so hot outside. There was no AC in the shed. And then I thought it was a great idea because once Vickie, because like I said, we were at her residence when we first started. When we had to go to the bathroom and stuff after 12 o'clock, I knew not to go in Vickie's house because she had work in the morning, like her real job at the law firm. So once she shut and locked that garage door, I didn't want to go tiptoeing around in your house while you're sleeping to go potty. So it was the summertime when I did that. I thought it was a good idea to go on Amazon and buy a sink that you have to pump and you fill it up with water. It's like a stationary sink. And I put that stationary sink in the shed and we would pump it with the water. And then we had that little portable potty. And that portable potty, it was good at first until somebody pooped in it. And then it was pretty much nobody wanted to clean it after that. And it was hot down there. The mosquitoes would be everywhere. We would wear sandals down there. And I got this huge
that big bug
in my shoe that one time. I was always covered in mosquito bites. We had 30 cans of off spray.
Yes.
We had a fridge down there too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that fridge even stayed cold during the summertime.
I don't know. It was so hot. And then you'd be running the press down there.
Oh, my.
It'd be extra 40 degrees hotter.
And that was my job when I was down there too. Mm-hmm. I will never forget that now that I think of it.
Really, really hot.
I would be sweating. I would be drenched. I'd be sunburned and I wasn't even out in the sun. That was a ridiculous time down there. Have you ever had a press down there? Did you ever press
I don't think so.
No, maybe not.
Maybe a couple here and there, but yeah.
I remember whenever Jacinda came down one time, she pressed on there.
Oh, yeah.
For a whole day.
Mm-hmm.
And she was ate up. She was ate up. She was ready for a night after that. I was always ready for bed back whenever we used to work in the shed, especially during the summer. That's when my sleep schedule was the best.
Yeah.
Because I would be beat to shit every day.
Mm-hmm.
So what else do you want to talk about over the summer that you remember?
I think we covered most of it. I just know I remember it being muddy every time it rained, trying to get in.
Yeah.
And then dumping that soda ash bucket, rinsing the shirts in the yard. I mean, all of it just caused a lot of mud.
Yeah.
Slipping and sliding.
I bet your backyard is thank you now.
There's still a big spot where they used to rinse.
In the yard?
No grass, all mud. But it's right where the hill goes down. So it doesn't bother me at all. It's just funny that it's still there.
I'm surprised that all of your grass isn't dead from the bleaching. I mean, laying out all the T-shirts in your yard and spraying them down with the bleach.
Yeah. We did use tarps sometimes, but yeah.
Majority of the time it was just
hassle. Yeah.
A lot of people said that's bad for the earth.
We don't do it anymore.
Summer's coming.
I got a whole new process for that. Tub lids. Remember we did the tub lid thing one time?
Vickie.
I know. You only do 2 or 3 at a time.
That's not for me. The way that you remember that time that you came up with that bleach shirt and you were like, this is how you do it.
You and Jess were there helping.
And you were and then Jess,
I gotta go in the house.
You were bossing us around and you were like, no, like this. And then you would show me like this, and then you flip it, and then you do like that. And then I was like, okay. And then you're like, no, you've got to get it more, because I like to do shit quick, Right. And you're like, okay. And then,
Seeing Jess will go like this and make it all nice and cute.
And me, I'm like, get this drink. Then you had to go inside once you let us do it, because, I'm the same way though.
If I couldn't control it, I had to get away from it. Yeah.
That's how I am at the shop or whatever. If I ask somebody, oh, can you do this? And then I start watching them do it. I'm like, oh my God, never mind. Because if it's not done the exact way that I like it, it's hard to watch,
Yep.
But yeah, so that was the days of working at Vickie's house. I mean, there was a lot more to it. I mean, we had so much that was
filming TikToks and
Yeah.
the fun. There's a lot of fun days.
You really haven't been in many TikToks, have you?
No.
But you have gotten recognized from TikTok.
The DoorDash lady.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Right.
What did she say to you?
She says, I know you. And I was like, mm-mm. You're Gabbie's mother-in-law. And I went, oh, yeah. That was cute.
Somebody saying, I know you. Yeah, that's happened to me before whenever I was recently at my house over here. And somebody was like, they came to deliver DoorDash and they were like, I know you. And I was like, I have to move. Like, I cannot live here anymore, you know? But yeah, that was pretty much the days. I mean, we had like way more stuff that, you know, went on and went down and stuff at your house. But nothing that's like too significant, really, you know?
No.
That you can think of?
No, we just moved the presses into the house so that everybody could be in the air conditioning.
Yeah.
And then it started to get cold and we were like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, and that's whenever I signed the lease on the new space. And once I signed that lease, it was like, well, I think I signed the lease like August on that space for some reason. And then because what's his nuts was the one who did the renovations, you know, because remember the before and after of that building was crazy. It was like,
yes.
Whenever you first walked in, what did you think of that tie-dye space?
I was just like, oh no. I just remember that air conditioner in the window. It was molded from one end to the other, and he said, just clean it up.
Yeah, he was like, if you just...
I said, open the window, I'm kicking it out.
Literally. I was like, I don't think that's cleanable. I don't think that's how that works. Like, even if I cleaned that, the AC unit was so molded and had like, it wouldn't even be like a cleaning the filter. It wouldn't even be like a new filter type of thing.
No, we'd all been sick.
Oh yeah, it was like an ancient window AC unit that was in the window of this building, and it was so hot in there too. I remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd we do that? Why'd we go to hot again? But then you bought little things.
Yeah, I had to buy a whole entire, because even whenever Tiffany and Ariel started working for us in Ludlow, it was still hot, super, super hot. But yeah, so when we moved in there, the whole entire building was pretty much just like unfinished. It was almost like an unfinished, like attic and basement type of thing.
Yeah. Floors were a mess. Baseboards, it was just a whole gutted mess.
Yeah, what is that material called? Like it's plywood. It was all plywood everywhere, pretty much. Like plywood, whatever. There were like these beams that were holding up the ceiling. Like it was just a whole freaking hot mess. So I had to end up spending like 13 or 14 or 15. I think it was like close to like $15,000 just to get that place like ready for us to work in, which is crazy because, you know, if you think about it, if we would have spent that money renting a more expensive like industrial space, it probably would have broke even. Right? Or am I crazy for thinking that?
Maybe.
I've been rethinking my past, but I can't rethink it because we already did it. But we spent so much money like getting that place like up to par. It took months, and then we ended up moving there right before it started getting cold. And we pretty much immediately hopped into the classes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you never come to a class?
No.
I tried to get you to.
I didn't go. I have nothing to teach somebody how to tie-dye.
Yeah, you do. No. How to ship. The shipping process. Yeah. Uh-huh. And then after we moved there, we went straight into the classes. And we were doing the classes from October through March. I think, right? Our last class was like right before we opened the storefront.
You did them in a lot per month, like 3 weekends out of a month.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And I'd be like, whoo.
I will never do that again. Those classes were really, really good.
Yeah.
Really, really fun. I still have flashbacks, though, to like me doing those classes. And the tickets were $150, you know. Cody. He knows I'm filming with you right now.
Right.
Like, hold on. Maybe it might be. Oh. It's because, you know how yesterday Cody Ford, the Bengals player, came in?
Yeah.
The girlfriend TT, she's wearing the crew neck. Cody, whenever he picked it up yesterday. So he was trying to FaceTime me to show me that she is wearing the Bengals crew neck that we made last night. Oh, anyways.
Cute.
Yeah, that is really cute. But anywho, what was I going to say? What were we talking about?
The classes.
Oh, yeah, like, it was really good, even though we had a lot, but I still have flashbacks, and, like, I'm like, oh, my. You know how whenever, like, you look back, almost like a regretful hangover, like, whenever you drink and you know that you've been talking crazy? That's how I feel looking back at those classes. Like, it's like a drunken thing that because it's like, I was charging $150 for these classes, which was fair for what they got. They got to, it was 5 hours.
It was long classes.
Yeah, it was like 5 hours. We did tie-dyeing. We hung out. It was more like a girls' night out. That's what we called them, because like they started at 3 and then they didn't end until like 8 or 9. And we had like a group of 10 people. It was super personal. We would walk to either the bar or like go get pizza. We had like alcoholic beverages. Everybody had to be over 21. Like, it was a really good time. But it was like when they showed up, nobody really knows what Ludlow looks like and like how to get to this class and all that stuff.
How to get into the building, right?
How to get into the building. So we would have them meet us in front of the nail salon. And then whenever we get there, we'd get like, a little group of people. Like, we got, 2, 3 people showed up. And then we'd walk them down that alley. Where there's shopping carts, and there's a diaper.
Garbage, yes.
Yeah, there's a diaper there. And then there's a stroller that's like hanging on. And then there's like cat food cans.
A dead bird,
some cat shit. And then you walk up those stairs where there's like water dripping from the building. And then there's those trash cans that are like,
oh gosh,
overfilled, trash bags busted open.
I never thought about that. What were they thinking?
What the fuck? Where the fuck am I at?
Where are they taking us?
I paid $150. Where the fuck am I at? And so I have flashbacks to that, and I'm like, oh my God, like people. And then what's the craziest part is those people who came in my class, still to this day, I'll see their names pop up, will comment on my stuff and be like, those were the days. Those are so much fun. And I'm like,
yeah, you all had fun too.
Oh yeah.
You all loved them.
We would get turned. Like, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun in the classes. And that was the thing, though. It was just, like, the location. Like, it would have been cool if we had, like, a little bit better of a setup. Like, if we had the setup that we did now, whenever we were doing classes back then, it would have been, like, a way better even of an experience, I feel like. But we we had fun. We would run around and do hood rat stuff in Latonia. Not Latonia. We were in Ludlow. But we would run around and do all that stuff. We even like walked to the Dollar Tree one time and bought board games and then walked back with the whole class. Like 12 of us just rolling deep into this Dollar General. And these workers were like, what is going on? Who is this girl with rainbow hair? And why is there a pack of them?
Somebody must be getting married.
Yeah, or it must be a bachelorette party. But those classes, yeah, they were fun. They were just a lot. I feel like they took a lot out of everybody.
Yeah. We probably just did too many per month.
Yeah.
But you got to meet a lot of people.
Too many. Too many people. Whenever I think of, what's that one girl that I met at the class? What was her name? Bitch.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
You're going to have to edit that one out.
We still kept the same workers.
We did.
And we added.
Yeah.
They all went to Ludlow.
Yeah, they all went to Ludlow with us. And, yeah, so from the shed to Ludlow, everybody followed, pretty much. And then, no, because D.
Yeah, one had already left.
Yeah, the roommate one. Because that whole explosion went, and then that shit pisses me off even thinking about it, because I got blamed for that stuff. But it was like, that was not my fault. Him and hers falling out, that ended up all getting blamed back on me. That was not my motherfucking fault. Like, I stand by that.
Well, they were working together, living together,
Yeah, they were working together, living together, and they couldn't stand each other. And it was like always a constant thing. And I got tired of dealing with it. And then they ended up not wanting, or it wasn't them, it was her. She didn't want to work with him anymore and expected me to fire him. That was what happened. But I couldn't just fire him. And
how did he end up leaving? He moved.
How did he end up leaving? So she expected me to fire him because she wanted him to like move away or not move away. She just wanted me to fire him. And then I don't even know what.
I think he moved out of state.
Yeah, he moved to Kansas.
Yeah.
That's like, that was the end all be all of it.
Yeah.
But whenever, like, right before we were about to move, it was like the end of the summer time frame. She was just sick of it. Like, sick. She said that, like, he was whatever. At first, it started with them working opposite schedules. Like, she would work the night shift, and then he would come in the morning. But that didn't really work because it was like somebody was at your house 24/7 at that point. Like, and also, like, the work was just getting so spread out. Like, it just didn't make any sense. Like, and it was so, like, tedious. And then, so he ended up leaving. I didn't fire him. He just ended up quitting because, like, it just became a whole blown up thing. And, so he ended up leaving. So he was the only one who didn't move with us to Ludlow.
Yeah.
And then we hired Z, and I'm not saying his name because fuck him, seriously, forever. But so then we hired Z, and I loved Z, I really did. Like, he was a great worker whenever we hired him. So we hired him, and that was like our team. How many people did we have down there?
You still had Jess, the other D, and the R.
It was Jess and Devin were
We're saying names, and Rafaela.
Yeah, Jess, Devin, and Rafaela were part-time. And then Rafaela quit because of drama with not me. I was not involved in that. But she quit because of drama, and so she never...
Which one? Who did?
Rafaela.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she ended up quitting because of, like, some stuff that was going on. And then we had... I don't even remember. Like, that's hard to remember who was working for us.
It's hard to remember dying down there, but I guess you all had the tables set up and...
Yeah, we had all those white tables that we bought at Sam's Club. That was how... our dying setup down at the new tie-dye space, like, in Ludlow, was, like, all those white tables that I bought at Sam's Club with the rubber bins over top of them.
Yeah.
And we had, like, you know, I would say, like, 4 people working down there. 2 full-time, which was O and Z. Mm-hmm. And then... you know, a couple part-time that were here and there. Like, Jess was, you know, there a lot of nights, and Devin would come in during the day usually. So we had, like, 4. It was always, like, a solid 4. And still today we have, like, a solid 4, 5. Because now we even have Blake, Grace, and Chance who work part-time. Mm-hmm. So anyways, where do you want to talk about from here? Well, I feel like you've been making me do all the talking.
Well, I'm just thinking about Ludlow. I didn't go down there a lot. I would go down sometimes and write stuff on the board, and I would look around like, whoo. It was a mess. That's the only thing I can remember from Ludlow. Just, I got to get out of here.
It's still a fucking mess. Our new shop is still a mess. I can't get that place clean. Why? Is there even a way to organize all of our crap?
I know. We have a lot.
We just need we need a warehouse, truly. That's what we need, but we've seen them warehouse prices.
That'll be down the road.
That'll be like later on. We got to make a couple milli before then. Billy. I'm not shooting for $1 million. I'm shooting for $1 billion.
Okay.
Yeah. We can do it. Don't you think?
That's the goal.
We're going to own, like, it instead of, like, Trump towers. Not that I want to be like Trump, but, like, you know, like how he's like one of the richest people, right? Who's one of the richest people?
That owns buildings?
No, like one of the richest people ever. Bezos?
Yeah.
I would like, we were going to be like Bezos one day, but I don't know what we're going to do yet. You know?
Or Musk.
Oh, yeah. You know, he has 10 kids. Not to get off topic. 10. Did you know that?
That's like that Nick Cannon. He's got a bunch too, don't he?
Oh, my. Yeah, he's got like 10 kids too, but he's got like 10 kids and 10 baby mamas, I think.
Elon Musk doesn't have 10 baby mamas?
3 baby mamas. I looked it up the other day, but it's like 10. They all have like pretty decent, cool names. I was like, God dang, 10 kids. There's no way he's spending time with all of them. Could you imagine? And being a billionaire? How do you have 10 kids, be a good father, and be a billionaire?
I don't know.
Something's got to go. But anyways, I'm sorry.
So, we decided to what? I don't know how the store came about. It was like in November or December of that year.
Yeah, right
when
after.
we start talking about.
It was right after we moved into Ludlow.
Yeah.
We like started the classes and stuff. That November, I had seen a listing on Facebook Marketplace. And this is why I got off of Facebook Marketplace. Because I be seeing shit. That's where I bought the van. you know, that blue van. So I had to get off of Facebook Marketplace after this because I saw the listing for a storefront and it was so cute. And I didn't know exactly where it was, but it was like those tile floors, like really drew me in that picture. And so I saw the listing on Facebook Marketplace for the space, and it was like affordable. And I was like, So I messaged Marie, our landlord, and I was like, hey, can I come view this space? And so I walk in, and I didn't realize that it was already like occupied. And there was this dude, and he had all these mattresses laying up against the wall. You remember that?
When I saw it, they had our left.
Okay.
I don't remember the mattress store.
Yeah, so this guy, he was selling mattresses, but there was like no furniture. It was just
a bunch of mattresses.
and a desk. Yeah. Just a bunch of mattresses all leaned up against the wall.
You don't even get to lay on it to test it out.
No. They all were just in like these huge Ziploc bags for mattresses. They were all leaned up against the wall. And I went in there and he was in there, and I kind of felt awkward because it's like he was going out of business, I guess. And so here I am for a showing, you know? Mm-hmm. And so he was like, what are you going to do with this space? You know? And I was like, oh, well, I sell tie-dye. He was like, people buy that shit? I was like, well, yeah, kind of, you know? That's like...
One of the little trick-or-treaters told me that one day. I was wearing a tie-dye shirt, and they said, you wearing tie-dye? I'm like, yeah, you like it? People wear tie-dye? Yeah.
A little kid said that to you?
Yeah.
Big balls. For real. Dang.
It's funny, though. Yeah, people are buying our tie-dye.
No, you know.
Wearing it.
Also, another business, like a building owner right next to where our storefront is, he like owns the building, so he's not really around. You know, all the business owners, that'll be written. They're not working up there. You know, they're not a working class.
Like we are.
They big bottles like we want to be. We want to be the building owners, you know? But one of the guys that like owns one of the buildings had heard about our store, and he comes in and he's looking around and he goes, how's business been? And I'm like, pretty good. Like we had customers in the store. He was like, I'm surprised. When I heard that you I was like, are you fuck? He was like, I'm surprised. He was like, when I heard that a tie-dye shop was opening up in Covington, I couldn't believe it. He was like, you've been open. I know. He was like, you've been open a couple months though, huh? Has it been profitable? I'm like, what do you think I'm doing here? Like, yeah, it's been profitable. You see these people in my store that are hearing me right now? One lady, I think, after he left that day was like, what an asshole. And I was like, I know. But that's, you know, the sad part is that's not even the only person that's done that to me.
I know. That's what people say. How's business? People are buying a t-shirt still, huh? People buying tie-dyes, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Did I tell you I have a different job yet? No.
Did I tell you I had to go back and work at the law firm again? No. I'm still wearing this shit every day, aren't I? But yeah, so I found our storefront on Facebook Marketplace, and I went and saw it, and then I was like, no, because if I sign another lease, Vickie is going to grab me by my neck and shake me and be like, what are you doing? You know, we're not doing this. So I was like, you know, never mind. Like, I just went back to working. Like, I just went back to doing my normal stuff, like my normal content after viewing it that first time with the mattress guy. And then Marie, the owner of the building, after I viewed it, had messaged me again and been like, hey, have you given it any thought? You know, I've showed it to a couple other people who were interested in it, but like I had told her what we did, and she was like, I could see this being like huge here. You know, like I really hope that you put more thought into it. Like I think that you could also make it in Covington, like, you know, really think about it. So I started thinking about it a little bit more. And then I brought it up to you. What did you say whenever I brought it up? I can't even remember. I was like, hey, I went and saw a storefront today. And you were like, you did what?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the next day you said, I signed a lease. I'm like, oh my God. And then in my head, I'm going, oh my God, we got to get this insured. We got to do this. Can I see the lease?
Yeah, well, that was another question that I was going to ask you at my list of questions is, what's it like being the boss of Dicey Digest? What's it like being the boss?
It's not the boss.
Yeah, you are the boss.
It's just one that writes everything down.
Oh, I would be in jail for tax fraud by now. if you were not here.
Gosh.
You are.
It's wild.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
wild.
because-
all the behind the scenes stuff.
People don't
for
realize.
a business.
Yeah, people don't realize how much shit.
Yeah.
What did we have to get ready for the storefront before we opened it up? I don't even know. Like, what was the steps of, like, before we opened the store? Like, what did it, what?
We were like, what do we need? Oh. Square. that came in right away.
We need a register. We need somewhere to check people out.
Where are we going to put our cash?
We need a cash box. Oh, yeah.
The least of our concerns.
I feel like I took care of all of the, I went and got the occupational license, which I somehow accidentally put in your name. Did you notice that?
Yeah, you had mentioned that, yeah.
I don't know how I did that.
But you did all that good stuff.
I got the occupational license for the space, and then, I got all like that, and then you had to deal with like all the other back end stuff. What kind of insurance do we need to open a store?
In case anybody gets hurt. That was my main concern. If it burns down, are we covered? If somebody comes in with a gun.
Wait, what is that insurance called? Just like business insurance or like?
Yeah, it's like a general liability insurance. But every time something happens, I'll contact him and say, nobody got hurt. But if it would have got worse.
Yeah, like whenever our press.
Like when our press blew up. Not blew up, but
Yeah, it popped a spring.
Pop.
It could have taken someone out.
That story scared me to death.
Come to Dicey Digest, but proceed with caution because the press is about to bust.
Wear safety glasses.
Yeah, seriously though. And thank God that didn't end up like actually like.
No, it's protected. The press is protected. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We have a new press. We spent good money on a new press. It's all good. But yeah, so we moved into the store, and prepping for the grand opening of the store was like a whole entire, I don't feel like it was that bad. Do you? I mean, like, for some reason, it was such a weird time. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we didn't even know how to work Square day one.
Oh, no.
And we're all in there with the little things on our phones and the other little machine. And people are like, excuse me, how do I do this? I'm like, don't ask me. I only know how to use this one that's in my phone.
Yeah.
Just trying to get people to work.
Yeah.
Work that day.
We didn't even know. That's what I like preface so much is like when people ask me questions about like the business and stuff and they're like, oh my gosh, like I just don't know how you do it. Neither do we.
Right.
Like if you want to do something,
do it.
Yeah. There's no, like you can't plan. You just have to kind of like do. I mean, like we can plan better. We could. A little bit better. But that's the thing is like whenever you're trying to do something, like we had to throw ourselves into it or nothing would ever even have started. Like we wouldn't have Dicey Digest or like any of this if we wouldn't have just like thrown ourselves into it and just figured it out.
Yeah.
So prepping for the store though, like I mean, like,
you bought the, like the racks and got I don't know how we got all the product.
Oh.
I mean, we must have been.
It was
busting butt.
It was rough
down there.
It was a rough time. I mean, so I had started hoarding like all of our tie-dye. Like I would like take all of the leftovers from online pre-orders and we wouldn't press them. So we would have like all the leftovers. We had a lot of pre-pressed stuff too. Mm-hmm. We had started adding on to the pre-order numbers like an extra however many so that we had our latest pre-orders in the storefront. So we had some that were pressed. We had a shit ton that wasn't pressed. And like, I think it was like a whole month before the store opened is whenever I really started like prepping inventory. But like, that was also like a really weird time for me. Like, I feel like I don't even remember like January through March. Do you?
No, I just remember you always saying, okay, I want them to be able to press there.
Yeah.
I was like, whew, how are we going to make that work?
On the spot.
Yeah.
That first day was crazy. Like, I don't remember much of the prep just because, like, it was such a weird time. Like, starting New Year's Eve is whenever me and Olivia's, like, whole entire friendship started going, like, sour. And I could feel it, but, like, it wasn't, like, sour yet. And I was, like, trying to figure out what was going on. And then comes, like, February time frame. Things were really fucking weird. And so I'm just, like, head down, like, just trying to get this get us to the grand opening.
Yeah.
And Olivia had that planned wedding trip, so she was gone for it. And then that was just when everything just like fucking blew up because
You wanted it for your birthday too.
yeah, because
It was perfect.
we started tie-dyeing on my birthday the year before.
Yeah.
Like we started this whole idea, this whole business, and I wanted to plan like, around, and I also was working with the city for the grand opening. It wasn't like I could just pick the day and tell, hey, Mr. Mayor guy, you're on my time, buddy. He'd tell me to get fucked in 6 different directions. He'd be like, well, I guess you're not getting a ribbon cutting then, because they reached out to us for the ribbon cutting. So they were like, we have this date, this date, and this date. And that day, March 10th, was the perfect day because the kids didn't have school that day. It was a Friday that they didn't have school. I think it was a Friday, right? Yeah.
I don't even know.
It was a Friday that they didn't have school. And that's why I picked that day. And I thought
I knew they were there.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like perfect. Okay, the kids can be there. Like my family, my mom can be there. Everybody can be there. But then O decided that she had to go to a wedding of somebody who she said that it was planned for all this time. But we just had found out like right before all of this stuff. She's like, oh, well, we can just plan it for a different day. And it's like, what? Like we wanted to open it around the start. It was exactly a year later.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like, evil bit. Never mind. We were like evil for that, but it wasn't even like, dude, it wasn't like that at all. So then we have the grand opening of the store. What's your take on the grand opening?
Wow.
Holy crap.
People lined up, blocks down the street each side. Had no idea it was going to be that huge, and just trying to get people through the line. You telling, cutting the ribbon, that was cute.
Yeah.
That was really cute. And the mayor was like, I've never been to one like this many people.
Gabriel. Gabriel.
Oh, gosh.
And then everybody was like, it's Gabbie.
Gabbie, we love you.
He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm a little nervous up here. I ain't never done a ribbon cutting with this many people, which is like crazy because I've looked up like other ribbon cuttings in Covington. Damn, we might have the biggest.
Yeah.
We might have record for the biggest ribbon cutting in Covington.
Yes.
Other than
no
like
doubt.
maybe a brewery. What are those things called? The breweries?
Yeah.
Do they have bourbon or beer?
Beer.
Okay. I don't drink that or bourbon, so I don't really know. Distillery is bourbon, right?
I guess.
But yeah, maybe like some sort of alcohol place might have had a bigger ribbon cutting than us. But like we might have record for retail. For real. That day was crazy. And Billy, but that's the thing that surprised me the most is like how much support from the community we had.
Yeah.
Off the rip. People who didn't even know
we were
us.
still setting up, putting things in, people were bringing us food and donuts and plants and pictures. It was cute.
Yeah. It was like crazy. I was not expecting that. It was like shocking almost because it's like these people have no idea. I mean, I guess if they watch my TikTok, they would have like sort of an idea of who we are. But it was like these people have no idea who I am, and like they've welcomed us in with open arms. Like we had Kayla,
very welcoming.
Yeah, Kayla was just bringing us down plates and plates and plates of Hawaiian food. Billy was handing out free hot chocolate on the grand opening day to the whole line. I think they handed out over like 200 free hot chocolates that day for free.
Yeah.
From the Roost.
Great neighbors.
Yeah, great neighbors. It was just like overwhelming support. And then after that day, I got drunk. I think I went out and partied after the grand opening of the store. Yeah, that was an emotional time for me because it really put into perspective that, I have all these people that support me online and I got to see like almost 300 of them in person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was that weird to you?
Yeah. Because that's the first time I had really seen it. Like you'll say people recognize you here and there. But me seeing it and people wanting to hug you and touch you and take pictures with you, I was like, oh, this ain't no joke.
This is crazy.
She's not just my daughter-in-law.
I feel like I'm still just your daughter-in-law sometimes. I forget.
Yeah, we're back to that now.
But like last night, I think I was talking about how sometimes I forget that you're even my mother-in-law. Like, I just feel like you're Vickie from the block, Not from the block. I just feel like you're just
I am
Vickie.
from the block where the store is. I'm from that block.
Yeah. People, when they come in the store and Cody tells people, like, that's also, like, another really cool thing about the storefront is where, the location of it. Because when me and Cody first moved up here and we moved in with you, it was right down the street from the store. Like, literally, I could walk there in 3 minutes from the store. And sometimes it makes me sad because I was like, man. But then I was like, oh, shit, if I lived right down the store. I miss it, but.
Yeah. I mean, I had been there for a long, long time.
How long was that house and your family down there?
76.
Years?
No, 1976.
Oh.
That's when we moved in.
So, like, a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many years is that? How many? 45 years. So that house was in your family for 45 years. So you really are, like, from that. And same with Cody, because he graduated from Holy Cross, which is right behind our storefront now. And so when people come in and he's like, actually, like, I grew up here, and, like, it's like a cool, like, you know, even though I'm not from here, it's kind of cool that there's, like, history behind, like, the choosing. And that was another reason why I chose the store, because I was like, this is, like, you know, where Cody considers home and, like, where he grew up. And, like, one of the first times I ever came up to Covington to visit was driving down to Coursey, you know, turning at the Dairy Queen.
I mean, that Ritty's Corner there is, you know, famous.
Yeah.
And now we are on it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It feels like, to me, though, like, and I know that, like, a lot of people, whatever, like, I know that it's not the fanciest, but to me, like, that feels like making it on Main Street, because it's like, it's such a well-known spot in the area by a whole bunch of local people. Obviously, like, not like worldwide or anything,
Right.
but like to local people, they're like, man, how'd you get this spot? And it's like, just got it like that. You know what I mean? I just got the Riz or whatever, whatever the young kids say, whatever the boys say nowadays. But yeah, it's just like, it has so much history. So after we've, you know, moved into that spot, we've been there coming up on a year, Vickie.
I know. What are we going to do this March?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Everything turns over in March. And so far,
But we
I'm knocking on wood.
Why?
I was going to say, nothing has gone like, I'm not saying it actually. I don't want to jinx myself.
Yeah.
I was going to say, nothing has gone wrong this year.
But somehow we moved out of Latonia, or Ludlow, too.
Yeah.
That was after the store, though.
Yeah, so we opened the store. We get the store open. We're rocking and rolling. It's just Cody pretty much working the store because it's hard to find people to hire. And that was something that me and Cody talked about on me and his podcast episode, is how finding reliable employees who aren't just trying to, like, not use, because it's a job, but, like, get information or, like, start drama. Like, you've seen it firsthand how somebody came to the class, got a little bit too much information, and started to make a whole entire fucking ordeal online, you know?
Yes.
Tried to, like, pretty much tear us down, you know? Like, so it's hard to hire people even with, like, you know, contracts in place, because all of our employees are, like, under contract and stuff. But it's hard to just, like, let somebody in, because once you're in, you're seeing it all.
Yes.
You know? And it's like, I am the same in real life that I am online, but also, like, there's layers to it. Like, you know, like, I have a family, we have kids and stuff, so it's hard to find people to work for us. So we had hired Tiffany and Ariel right before we made the move. Tiffany and Ariel have almost been with us, Vickie, for a year.
Wow. When did we? I don't remember when we moved. Yes,
Sorry.
They worked for us in Ludlow.
Yeah, they worked for us in Ludlow. I hired Tiffany first, and then Ariel was leaving her job because it was really bad for her mental health. And she was
did
like,
Tiffany come after O left?
oh, immediately. You don't remember the story of Tiffany?
Oh, I remember them working together.
They worked together. Yeah. And then Olivia picked, Olivia needed help with something that she was doing. And I was, like, tied up with something. And so I was like, she was like, I'm going to call that Tiffany girl from the class, because Tiffany had already, like, you know, practiced tie-dyeing and stuff. And she kind of, like, somewhat knew what she was doing. So then she worked with Olivia one time. And this was, like, months before I hired her. Like, months before. And Olivia had picked the wrong color for the shirt. And you remember they turned out all fucked up? And she brought them all to you. And she blamed everything on Tiffany. She was like, she doesn't know how to fucking dye. Da, da, da. Like, I'm never fucking working with her again. But in actuality, she made the dye bottles for Tiffany to use. And so it was actually her that fucked it up.
So then I don't understand when Olivia left, then we hired Tiffany.
Yeah, I was like, well, she might have fucked up with Olivia, but I'm going to give this bitch a shot. She can come dye with me. So she came and she dyed with me. And I was like, oh, this bitch is good. Like, she knows what she's doing. And then I had told her what Olivia told me after I, like, brought her back, you know, a couple months later, like, that she fucked up. She was like, oh, she had asked me. She was like, why did you not, like, you know, ever follow up with me back then? Like, why now? Like, you know, kind of thing. And I was like, well, because she told me that you didn't know what you were doing. And I trusted Olivia, you know, because we were looking to hire somebody else full-time anyways. And so, then I was like, okay, I really need help. She helped me with the last class, which was like,
oh, wow.
Yeah. Tiffany
You still had classes scheduled.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I had like one more class after, after opening the store.
I remember that now. You happened to do a class without her.
Yeah. And it was sad because at the last class, I actually saw this balloon that was like, boop, boop. It kind of looked like a long wand that you shove somewhere on the ceiling, you know, and it just reminded me of Olivia, and I started crying at the class, just crying because it was like, it was such a confusing time for me, and I just didn't understand like exactly what had just happened. And so I had texted her a picture of it, never got a response, but I was like crying. I got drunk at that class. I was crying at that class. And then what else happened after that? The classes with Tiffany, we hired Tiffany. She did the last class with me. And then right after that, we hired Ariel. Not too long. I mean, maybe like a couple months later.
Well, who was Tiffany even working with?
Me or by herself until we hired.
Oh, wow.
Because you remember it was Z and Olivia that were working full time before.
Oh, yeah. And then Z quit after Olivia left. Okay.
Yeah. It was me and Tiffany for a while. And then I had to start. I mean, we had the store. We had the next space that I signed the lease on that I was trying to get construction done on. So then we had to hire somebody else full time. So we were like, I think Tiffany was working with like just maybe a little bit. I can't remember how it was like working. And then we hired Ariel full time. Because as soon as we hired Ariel, we went to the children's home, DCCH. And we did that whole tie-dye event at her old job and like went and met all the kids and stuff like that. And then Ariel's been with us. So it's been almost a year that both of them have been working for us.
Yeah, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. So then the next thing, we are deciding to leave Ludlow.
Yeah. I decided that we had to get the fuck out of there. And it wasn't even me that decided that. It was just like we had to. Like the ceiling was leaking. The washer and dryers weren't working. Like no matter.
I was waiting for them to fall through the floor and land on the first floor.
Like the floor, like everything was just like not working out anymore. And I had to find like a first floor space. Like we would dye upstairs in this space and we had to haul everything down. And so whenever we had to do that, like it was just like,
hauling the inventory up, hauling it down wet.
Bro, like those boxes are heavy as fuck. And we're doing thousands of shirts and I had to go pick it up at Sandmar. Then I'd get back with the inventory and then, you know, carry it up them steps, unload the boxes, put the clothes on the shelves, make sure they're organized by size. It just made a whole extra step with them stairs because you can only carry one box at a time. And a lot of the times we're picking up 20 boxes at a time.
Yeah. And then disposing of all the boxes. We just had a hot mess.
Oh my gosh. We always have a collection of boxes. If y'all are ever moving, come to Dicey Digest. Because
we got boxes.
Yeah, I put money on it that we have boxes for you, for sure. So then, we found, our space used to be, like, where we dye now, like our dye space right next to the storefront in Covington, where we just hosted our first ever new round of classes, which is not a 5-hour-long class. And I probably will never do that again, and I hate to say that, but I won't. Because it's just not happening. But we found that spot because I found out that the thrift store that was there before was moving. So you know what I did? I got my sticky fingers on my phone and texted my landlord like, hey, girl, Who's taking over that space whenever she leaves? And she was like, you. And I was like, cool. So then I knew that space was coming, and I was trying to get it before the summertime. So we got that space in the summer, the new tie-dye space right next to the store. We signed the lease on that in
like a June or July or something.
June. It was June or July.
It took a while to get moved in. Yeah.
And we didn't move in until September.
Yeah.
So July, August. So like 3 months. June, July, August. It was like 3 months of me getting that sink installed with the mother effers up there at that place, because that guy came and he hung it on the wall and then it fell
like
off.
Down here.
Yeah. Like, I'm 5'9".
Yeah, we're all tall.
Yeah, we're all tall. Tiffany's 6 foot. Okay? Tiffany is 6 foot tall. She saw that sink and she didn't say anything because she probably didn't want to upset me, because I was already upset about that sink enough. You know, I was crying about that sink. I paid so much money for that ugly sink. It's not ugly, it's cute, but it's like...
Yeah, it's real cute.
Sure. So cute. But I paid, a lot of money to get that stupid thing delivered, and then I'm paying this company good money to install it, and it's just like hanging off the wall, and it's built for somebody who's 5 foot flat, and it was just a freaking hot mess. It took us months to get that place set up. And then once we got everything set up, it was a quick process of moving in.
Yeah.
But then it took us even longer to get the washer and dryer hookups over there. But man, do those washer and dryers that we got over there work damn good.
Yeah, everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've gone...
Less laundromat.
Less laundromat, but I was about to say, talking about the laundromat. No, I was about to say, laundromat days. We've gotten kicked out of one. That's it. People always are like, you're ruining the laundromat. We really aren't.
We clean up.
Yeah, we do. Like, and also it doesn't stain the washers and dryers. Like, we can wash a load, and then it, like, by the end of the cycle, like, the water is clear, and it doesn't, like, the laundromat washers and dryers are way different than, like, regular ones.
Yes.
I feel like people don't get that.
We've used a lot of different ones. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Every single, I mean, like, that's what I said when I was on the news yesterday. Fox 19, when they came, I was like, yeah, we've been in pretty much every laundromat in Covington.
In the area, yes.
And she asked me what my upcoming goals are. Like, would you ever do another business? A laundromat.
Yeah.
I wish it was like one building where it was a laundromat, like a personal one, though, that nobody else could use, just us. Like a building this size with like a whole wall of washers and dryers. But that kind of isn't the vision anymore. I don't think we want to own a laundromat anymore, do we?
We haven't talked about it in a while.
Yeah. We used to all the time.
Yes. That's because we were going all the time.
Right. And now it's just like we have a washer and dryer. So.
Yeah. I don't think they haven't asked for laundry money in forever.
Yeah. Because why go to the laundromat whenever you can just run the washer and dryer all day?
All day.
But that's another thing, is that water bill. We got to talk about that later. Because the sanitation and the water bill is like astronomical from running it all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about that after the show.
Okay.
Anyways, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. But yeah, then in September we moved into that new space. That's when we moved in.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything?
Not much. Moving the furniture. I wasn't a part of that. Yeah, moving the furniture from one to the other.
Yeah, me and Kevin pretty much moved all of that on our own. This has truly been, though, like a small business project. Like, this isn't like planned by anything. Like, none of this was like orchestrated by anybody other than us. Like, it's just like us making stuff happen. Like, oh, we need to move something, we have to get the U-Haul. We don't have anybody like, I feel like in like TV shows and stuff, whenever you see people like running businesses and like, doing stuff, you feel like it's a totally different vibe than it really is, because there has to be somebody who's like making everything happen.
Yeah. We don't have anybody to go to.
No, we don't have anybody helping us.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't know what the fuck is going on and you don't know what the fuck is, we are screwed.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why I always tell people, just go for it if you want to start something. But we moved in September. Me and Kevin had loaded up a U-Haul with the fridge. I had some help from some grown men that are in not our lives, that are in the area, who live in the area. And they helped me like load up the U-Haul, like the fridge and like all that sort of stuff. But me and Kevin had to unload all that stuff, you know. So we were unloading the fridge. There's one dent in that fridge, and it really stresses me out because I paid like $600 for that nice little fridge, you know, that nice little.
It's cute.
Yeah. But yeah, we unloaded everything by ourselves. We moved everything in, and then we thought that we were going to start classes again right away when we moved into that space. And I told people that. But then I was just like, I had to make another follow-up and be like, hey, this space isn't going to be ready for a while. It just now is starting to look like presentable.
Yes.
Because for the longest time, we kind of just threw everything in there and just got to work. Because, like, in order for me to, like, spend that much time, like, these are all projects. And I don't think that that's what people, like, understand is that, like, everything is a project, especially, like, a new space. Like, I have to use so much of my brain power and, like, my mind, like, ordering stuff, getting things, like, setting everything up. Like, it's a whole entire ordeal.
Yes.
You know? And just now it looks, like, decent to let people in there. Half of it does.
I feel the same at my house.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
When we moved it in.
Yeah.
Well, I had 2 living rooms, so that was a good thing. So we took one living room and made it Dicey Digest, and it has a little office. It was taking over, though, the other living room and the kitchen. I had 2 presses running in the kitchen, and yeah. Left it like that for a long time, though, and just come, you know, my bedroom's in the basement, come upstairs, and there it all is.
Yeah,
in my face every day.
But you, like, people don't realize, and I'm going to put, like, a picture of what it used to look like up in the screen over here somewhere. But, like, it was racks. I mean, how many racks do you think you had in your living room? I mean, I know you had, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows.
Of 3 deep.
So, like, 3 times 6 equals
18.
18. So, like, 18 of those little clothing racks were just in your living room filled with shirts. And the craziest part about it is that wasn't all the shirts in your house.
Right.
You still had some tucked up in the closets upstairs. You still had some in the other living room.
The fireplace, all the boo-boos were lined up folded up on the fireplace all the way across by size.
Yep, all the boo-boo shirts. And then you also had, in the other room, like, all the shirts that hadn't been pressed yet, remember? Mm-hmm. In the other living room.
Yes.
But then you came up with this bright idea, which I feel like we had talked about, like, previously in the past, like, just making the upstairs, like, your office area. Because you don't really want to, like, have to wake up and, like, drive in order to work, but it might be nice, you know. Eventually, we'll keep expanding and growing, but it's nice that you can, like, wake up and have your house now and not, like...
I don't see it as soon as I wake up every day.
Because it's all tucked up upstairs, and you have a big house.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It worked. I mean, everything just fell into place for this business.
It did.
Like buying this house. That wasn't part of the plan.
Right.
T-shirts were never part of the plan when I got the house. Yeah.
I thought that you were going to live in a luxury high-rise apartment.
I know. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in an apartment somewhere. All of a sudden, I said, oh, I'm going to buy that house.
Out of nowhere. Talk about I'm impulsive. No.
I put a bid in on it before I even went to it. Yeah.
The craziest part about that is right before you put a bid in on that house is that house that we were looking at, the 2 houses that were connected by the sunroom with the big pool in the back. We would still be fixing that up if we bought that house.
We had such good dreams and goals for that house.
Oh my gosh. We were like, oh my gosh. And then we're going to live over here. And then 2 of the kids can live with Boo Boo over there. And then 2 of the kids can live with us.
The stickers business is going to get right here in the middle.
Yeah, and then the sticker business will be right in the sunroom that was connecting the 2.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so I bought the house. It worked out. We moved up to, there's 3 bedrooms upstairs. 1 is a press room. 1 is all the racks. I don't know how all those racks fit into that 1 bedroom. And then the other room's an office.
Do you think that we would have been able to start Dicey Digest if you didn't buy that house? Like, if you were living in that condo, how would we have started?
Right. I know. I don't know.
Because I was living in a condo at that point, too. Like, I didn't have a yard. I mean, I had a garage, but it was full of shit.
I don't even know if it would have ever come to, we'd still be messing with stickers.
Probably. We needed that yard that you bought.
And that shed.
Yeah, and that shed. That's crazy how, like, you know, if you look back and you think about you just, like, impulsively buying that house, you know, then it all kind of, like, makes sense that, like, life kind of does, like, play out sometimes, like, how it's supposed to, in a way.
Nothing was planned. It all just happened.
Yeah. It all just came together. But I'm glad that we did it, you know. And now we're here.
Yes.
And what do you think about where we are now? What are your, like, goals and, like, dreams? And, like, where do you think that? For Dicey Dies. Or personal, whatever you want to talk about. What kind of goals do you have for, like, the business in, like, 2024? Or, like, you know, whatever.
I don't know about 2024 that soon, but it would. I mean, I love where the store is. It's adorable in there. It would be nice to someday have it all in one space.
Like the store front and the dye space.
And the shipping space.
And the shipping space.
I mean, I like how it is now.
Where the fuck would we do that at?
I don't know. But, you know, my mom comes and helps me pack. My niece comes and presses all the time. So it's nice. It's really nice working from home.
Oh, so, like, you're saying, like, you want to do that, but, like, not right now, because, like, working out.
Not right
nice.
now. Yeah.
So, like, 2024.
If I ever decide to move, sell the house.
If you ever decide to live your luxury high-rise life, then we have to find a new shipping department.
Yeah, it would be terrible. I mean, it's nice. I can work whenever I want. I can work at 10 o'clock at night if I want to, or work at 6 o'clock in the morning if I want to.
Yeah.
That's nice. That part is very nice.
That's also a very toxic thing because sometimes you can work, you know, 4 days straight.
From 6 till 10. Yes.
Yeah. And then you're like, okay, I'm not talking to anybody for like 5 days. So nobody hit me up.
Yeah. It goes both ways.
Yeah, for sure. But it's been good. I mean,
yeah,
I definitely think that we had a good thing going.
Yeah.
Still do.
Yeah. Wow.
You're the boss.
Never thought that I would be involved in tie-dye t-shirts.
Yeah, and everybody does really love them.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't think that everybody was going to go cuckoo for tie-dye when we first started. I just thought it was going to be like some one-off adventure where we make a round of t-shirts.
Well, I know when we said we were going to do t-shirts, you said, oh, we got tie-dye them. And I go, tie-dye? I've never tie-dyed before. And boom.
Yeah, it just like, it
boom.
Boom. And they weren't even that good.
Well, I know. I should have brought that t-shirt.
Maybe
you show a picture of that up here on this thing, too.
We're going to edit back a whole bunch of pictures into everything. But yeah, I mean, I think we're doing good. And I think that we have like a long way to go still. I feel like we still haven't reached where we're going to be or like even know what we're going to do. Like one of my biggest goals for 2024, which we talked about, and you were like, you got to get that shit done by January if you want to do that, was getting that van and converting it. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's my voice for you. Every time, like, I talk about you.
And you're is that what I do?
No. I always have a voice for everybody. Like, my mom's just, now, Gabrielle. And she's not even Southern, but for you, it's like, now you know. And I don't know why it's like that. But, like,
oh, that goal. Mm-hmm.
I was, like, last year, it was probably, like, I don't know, Cody's birthday time, Cody and Elijah's birthday. I was like, I want to hit the road summer 2024. I want to go and do this and that and the third. And, like, I want to convert a van into a portable, like, press tie-dye thing, you know, like, where you can roll up. It'll have, like, Dicey dyes wrapped all over it. And then we can just roll this van up to, like, all these different cities and have pop-ups and, like, have a bunch of tie-dye T-shirts and press shirts on demand, like, in different cities and stuff. And then I realized, well, I don't have $50,000 to go buy this van or another, like, $30,000 to convert it. And also, like, we don't have the time right now. Like, we have so much other stuff that we have to focus on growing before, sorry, I have to blow my nose again, guys. Before we can do something like that. Do you think that that was a good idea, though?
Yeah, I love it. We had talked about doing it in a motorhome.
Oh, yeah, in an RV.
Yeah. But that would have been a rental for a whole year.
Well, my thing would be that we could get the van, convert the van, right? And then once we convert the van and it's all diceyed out and we have all the t-shirts in there, somebody has to drive the van, and then somebody would have to follow in tow with like Cody's car, with like the Yukon. Because if we had the Yukon, we could fit the whole crew. And then we would stop and like stay at Airbnbs. Like we would be like in, Milwaukee for 2 days, and we're gonna stay at this Airbnb, and then we would just roll up in the car in the van. Like, so we wouldn't have to sleep in there. A lot of people online thought that I meant that we were gonna be like, sleeping in the van, like all of us sleeping in the van and working in the van. But I don't think that we would die.
Yeah, no.
We would have to have a school bus, like a tour bus, if we wanted to do that. We just watched Peter and Scott hug just randomly right beside us. Oh my gosh. But anyways, is there anything else that you wanted to add to this?
I think we've touched upon a lot.
Yeah, we have.
Lots of good times. Some sad.
Good times.
Back to the original shirt. Good times.
Back to the very beginning. We have had a lot of good times. It was nice to ramble with you today.
Yeah. Thinking about all the way through.
Yeah.
Because I haven't thought about it in a while, how it all, each step along the way.
Does it depress you thinking back sometimes, or is it
No,
all good
no.
memories?
Yeah.
Depresses me sometimes.
Well, you lost something big.
Yeah, and tall. Yeah, friendship, and she was tall, but anyways,
But we're all moving on.
Yeah, we all have moved on, and thank you for coming and talking to me today, even though I think I'm like literally getting a freaking flu. I hope I don't give it to you.
It ain't gonna come through the mic. I was going like this.
I should have been like the whole time. Thank you for watching this episode of Dicey Digest. I will see you guys next time.